Nice to see the welcome that I've had. There's a huge Filipino community here, so I'm so excited they've come out.
She had not even stepped through the doors yet, and the terminal was already shaking. Hundreds of people. A packed airport arrivals hall. Philippine flags draped over shoulders, handmade signs waving in the air, voices echoing off the ceiling in a chant so loud it stopped travelers dead in their tracks. This was not a championship ceremony. This was not a ticker tape parade. This was Madrid Barajas Airport on April 18th, and the person walking through those doors was a 20-year-old tennis player ranked 45th in the world. So why were hundreds of fans treating her like she had just won Wimbledon? That is the question this video is going to answer. And trust me, by the time we get to the end, you are going to understand why what happened in Madrid in the next 72 hours might be the most important moment of Alex Eala's career so far. Let me paint the full picture for you because the numbers alone do not tell the story. 3 days before that airport scene, Alex Eala walked off a clay court in Stuttgart after dropping a straight sets match to Leylah Fernandez. 1-6, 4-6. No drama. No controversial calls. Just a clean, clinical loss on a surface that has not been kind to her this season. She boarded a flight to Spain with her family, ranked 45th in the world after sliding 16 spots since her career high of number 29 following Indian Wells. Back-to-back early exits in Linz and Stuttgart on clay. The momentum that she built on hard courts earlier this year had stalled. And yet, when those arrival doors opened, the reception waiting for her looked nothing like what you would expect for a player in the middle of a rough patch. So what exactly is going on here? And more importantly, what does it tell us about where tennis is actually heading? Here is something most sports coverage gets completely wrong about Alex Eala. They focus on the ranking. They focus on the losses. They treat her story like a hype bubble waiting to burst. But the people filling that Madrid airport did not fly in from across Europe to cheer for a ranking. They came because they understand something the algorithms have not figured out yet. This is not just a tennis player. This is a movement. And movements do not pause for losing streaks. Think about what it actually takes to turn a commercial airport terminal into something that looks like a royal procession. Fans had been there since 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. Waiting hours before her flight even landed. They brought flags so large they were accidentally blocking other travelers trying to navigate to their gates. They brought handmade signs. One of them read Pusong Pinoy, Filipino heart. And when Eala finally stepped through those doors, family beside her, cameras flashing from every direction, fans pressing forward just to get a glimpse, she stopped. She did not rush past. She took photos. She signed autographs. She was visibly moved. Her mother and father stood close. Her brother filmed parts of it on his phone. This was not choreographed. No PR team planned this. This was spontaneous combustion, and it went viral within minutes. GMA Network picked it up. ABS-CBN Sports ran it. YouTube clips racked up hundreds of thousands of views before the day was even over. Now put yourself in the shoes of every other player arriving in Madrid that same week. You walk through the same terminal. Maybe a handful of people recognize you. Maybe you get 1 or 2 photos. Then you turn a corner and see this. Hundreds of people creating an atmosphere that belongs at a Grand Slam final, not in a rival's hall. That is the Alex Eala effect. And it did not start in Madrid. This is a pattern that has been building for months. Stuttgart weeks earlier had a viral fan meetup that shut down a public space. Dubai before that featured practice sessions that sold out just so fans could watch her warm up. Not match tickets. Warm-up sessions. Miami in March saw Filipino supporters travel from all across the United States to pack the stands during her second week run. Wherever she goes, the crowds follow. But Madrid carries a different kind of weight because of where she is and what it represents. This is Spain. This is the country where a 13-year-old girl from the Philippines first arrived in 2018 to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca. She has talked publicly about chasing Nadal through a Madrid airport that same year, starstruck and nervous, hoping he would stop for a photo. He did. He smiled. He signed. 8 years later, she is the one being chased through Madrid terminals. Let that sink in for a moment. The Rafa Nadal Academy does not take everyone. It does not keep players in its system unless the talent and the work ethic genuinely justify it. Nadal built that institution to identify champions, not to run a feel-good international exchange program. Eala has remained connected to that training environment because she has earned her place there, and that matters more than any endorsement deal or social media campaign. When the tennis world asks whether a 20-year-old Filipina can genuinely compete at the highest level on clay, the answer is embedded in where she trains. The institution speaks before she even hits a ball. And now she is returning to Spain, the country that shaped her game, with hundreds of her own fans turning the airport into a throne room. That same day, Donna Vekic posted an Instagram story. A selfie with Eala at Casa Mia restaurant. Both smiling, rackets in hand. Simple caption. But the subtext was loud. Even the established tour players are embracing what is happening around this young Filipina. Even they can see it. But here is the tension that nobody wants to say out loud. And this is where the story gets really interesting. The hype machine is moving faster than the results on clay. That is just the honest truth. The fans do not care. They will never care. But the Madrid draw does not reward loyalty. It rewards performance. And the clay surface that defines the entire European swing, the surface that can make or break a season, has not yet seen the version of Eala that showed up at Indian Wells and turned heads across the tennis world. In Linz against Julia Grabher she competed. She took a set off Oancia, but the commanding performances, the kind that make broadcasters recalibrate what they think they know about a player, have not happened on red dirt yet. So the question Madrid was forcing her to answer was this. Can the love of 115 million Filipinos actually translate into results on clay? Can the coronation be justified? Or was the airport just a beautiful, emotional moment that the tournament was about to put in brutal perspective? Do not answer that yet. Because first you need to understand what this moment means beyond one player and one tournament. The WTA has spent years trying to build genuine audiences in Southeast Asia. Asia broadly. Regions where football and basketball have dominated sports culture for generations. They have run marketing campaigns. They have hosted exhibition events. They have tried everything. And then Alex Eala came along and started doing it without a single press release. She is cracking open an entirely new tennis market just by existing. Just by winning matches that matter. Just by showing up in Madrid and Miami and Stuttgart with a Philippine flag on her bag and an entire nation watching every single point. The Filipino diaspora is one of the largest in the world. Millions of people spread across the Middle East, Europe, North America, East Asia. They do not casually watch tennis when Eala plays. They travel. They buy tickets. They fill stadiums. Tournament directors from Indian Wells to Roland Garros are paying attention because attendance figures do not lie. When she is in the draw, the stands fill. That is a commodity worth billions in a sport that is always searching for its next global story. Madrid was the next test of all of it. The Mutua Madrid Open running through the first days of May. Then a potential Catalonia Open appearance on April 27th, a WTA 125 event that could offer critical clay court repetitions before the French Open swing truly begins. Roland Garros looming on the horizon. Every match between now and Paris is a data point. Every win builds the case that the hype is not just hype. Every loss raises the same uncomfortable question again. And the pressure that comes with being treated like royalty before you have won the crown is not a small thing. It is a very real, very heavy psychological weight that has ended the momentum of talented players before. So how does Eala handle pressure? We actually have documented evidence. March 23rd, Miami Open, round of 16. Karolina Muchova took her apart. 6-0, 6-2. 63 minutes. 12 games. It was surgical and it was brutal, and there was no version of that scoreline that looked competitive. The response from Eala came within hours. She posted on social media. She said she makes it a point to always be grateful. No excuses. No complaints. Just acknowledgement and forward motion. 2 weeks later she was back on court in Linz, winning her opening match before falling in a competitive two-setter. The resilience is not a talking point. It is a documented pattern. And it is exactly what she was going to need when the Madrid main draw began and the weight of those airport chants followed her onto center court. This is a 20-year-old who has become something genuinely bigger than her ranking. That almost never happens in tennis. Rankings in this sport are the closest thing to objective truth. They determine who gets into draws, who gets seedings, who gets scheduled on show courts. But Alex Eala has built a gravitational pull that operates completely independently of where her name sits on a list. The airport footage captured something the ranking system cannot measure. It captured proof that an entire global community has decided she is their champion before the tennis world has officially certified it. And that community is not going anywhere. They are not waiting for permission to celebrate her. They were in Madrid airport at 6 in the morning. They will be in Roland Garros stands this summer. They will be everywhere she goes. The fans who chanted her name in that arrivals hall were already buying tickets for the stadium. So here is where everything stands. Alex Eala landed in Spain ranked 45th in the world. 2 losses on clay already this season. A career high that feels further away than it did in March. The pressure of an entire nation. The scrutiny of a tennis world that is watching to see if the story has substance underneath the spectacle. And on the other side of all of that, a clay court history rooted in the Nadal Academy, a resilience that bounced back from a 63-minute destruction with zero public drama, and a fan base that has proven it will show up anywhere in the world to watch her compete. The Madrid draw dropped. The matches began. And the people who packed that airport were ready to do it again. Louder. Longer. Inside a stadium this time. Alex Eala did not just arrive in Spain. She arrived as the people's queen. Now the only question left is whether Madrid was going to prove the coronation was premature, or whether the tennis world simply had not caught up yet to what Filipino supporters have known for years. So tell me what you think. Can she turn this into the clay court breakthrough that silences every doubt? Or does the early exit pattern continue? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. And if you want every moment of her Madrid campaign covered, subscribe because this story is nowhere near finished.